Another little treasure to find from Dark Ambient's foreboding past is Non-Ethos' Syk Asfalt, released back in 2007 on AFE Records. AFE Records was an Italian label that stood for Another Friendly Edition, and it was basically the label of this guy named Andrea Maruti, and he had been doing the label since I think the mid-90s, and the label went from about 95 until like 2012, 2013, and he had a lot of releases that were in like the dark ambient, experimental noise, industrial, whatever the fuck, experimental music you can think of. Just, you know, all kinds of experimental electronic shit, basically. Well, that's what you got on AFE Records. And he made a lot of releases between that time, and a lot of them came in this packaging that's very comparable to the packaging that Noctilucant does nowadays, where it's in these plastic sleeves with the cardboard inserts. Non-Ethos was a project from Hardliff Langhaus, the man behind North Haunt and The Human Voice. And Non-Ethos was a project he did from, I guess, 1997 to about 2003. So it's, I think it almost predates North Haunt by a year or something? I don't know. I'm not sure when he started North Haunt exactly. I can't remember now. But both projects were kind of created around the same time. But Non-Ethos was sort of his, I guess, jack-of-all-trades project. Just as whatever, you know, if whatever didn't fit in North Haunt probably went in this project. This was something he did from 1997 to 2003. And apparently he made like a number of releases, but only two of them actually saw a release. The first one was on AFE around 2000, I think. And then this one was, I think, finished in 2002, 2003, but didn't get released until 2007. And it's an interesting project because it's quite different from what you're expecting from Hardliff. It doesn't really have that cold atmosphere that North Haunt is known for, nor that more melancholy vibe that he's got going with like The Human Voice, you know. It's more, there's a lot more like noises involved. It's much more droning, not melodic in any way. There's a lot of field recordings, of course, you know, you gotta expect that from a guy like Hardliff Langhaus. And just a lot of just weird sounds, you know, manipulated and to form the songs. It's probably really more experimental and noisy than it actually is dark ambient. But the dark ambient textures and soundscapes are all intermingled in there, so it definitely can, you know, fit into that, you know, the same realm. It's a release worth checking out. You know, I guess if you're a pretty big fan of Hardliff Langhaus, as I am. This was something I accidentally got my hands on back in 2007 because AFE Records, again, had sent me it for a review for my zine Lunar Hypnosis. And looking back to this album when I first got it, I can't for the life of me remember what my reaction to it was, but I think I must have at least liked some of it because I was already a fan of North Haunt back then, so it would have made sense that I probably would have liked some of this record, I guess. But definitely, you know, if you're into something a little more experimental and different and just want to see a different, you know, different side to Hardliff and his music creations, especially one of his earliest creations, Non-Ethos is definitely worth looking up, and this CD is another one, you know, grab it from Discogs for a couple bucks, I guess, $6, $7, you know. It's obviously, it's only limited to 100 copies, so it sold out years ago, I'm sure. And, but I think Hardliff did have some on his Bandcamp site a while ago. I think those probably sold out too. Well, whatever. Anyway, it's probably not too hard to get if you really want to hear, or it's available digitally on his Bandcamp too if you want to check it out. Both of the albums that got released around there. So yeah, if you want something a little more industrial and a little more, you know, abstract and weird and just out there and experimental, this is definitely a release looking up. It's not too bad. It's not, you know, too great either. But Hardliff Langhaus fan, fucking A, check it out. So. Here's the front cover, and again, it comes in these plastic sleeves, which everyone, you know, loves, I guess. You know, pretty cool. I don't know. I don't mind them, really. There's the front cover. Well, it's a puddle and some really abstract shit going on there. Then the back cover, we have a pair of feet. Definitely has sort of a, you know, kind of an urban look to it. I like that, and, yeah, that's cool. I like that. And that's all we got here. So, what do we got here? So here's the CD. It is a CDR, of course. Syk Asfalt. I was holding it upside down, I think. There's the CD. That comes in a little plastic sleeve here. Let's put that back in so I don't damage it anymore than I probably already have. Let's put that right there. I'm going to hurt it. It has this... what is this? I don't know what this was. Well, this was in here. I guess it must have been part of the packaging originally. It's like a obi kind of thing that some of those Japanese CDs have, I think. The back with a little bit of information on the pressing. And, yeah. Here's one of the panels. And, there's that, too. What do we got here? Syk Asfalt is a meditation on time, urban emptiness, and nature's destructive forces. The ever-ongoing erosion, the crack in the asphalt that slowly spreads, unheard, unseen in the urban nights. Sometimes patched by street workers, but never stopped, just like we can't mend the cracks in ourselves. Non-Ethos' Hardlift Langhouse, blah, 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 blah. Thanks goes out to, okay, so on and so forth. You get the idea. Well, that is Non-Ethos' Syk Asfalt. Cool stuff. Check it out.